Hello, my name is Trevor Bowling. I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation for a case study for EDU 503 Sports Law. The case study that I found is titled Kelly versus Board of Trustees, and we're about to dive into it. So, the participants on both sides here of the case, we have the plaintiff, William M. Kelly, and other members of the University of Illinois men's swim team. The defendant is the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois, which includes the Chancellor, Athletic Director, and also the Associate Athletic Director. So now we're going to dive into some of the case facts. So to begin with, the university was facing a recent budget cut of over $600,000. So they needed to drastically reduce their spending on athletics. So the Board of Trustees relied on the inside of their AD, who came up with a list of criteria to try to determine which sports that they would eliminate from the university. So some of the criteria was, did the Big Ten sponsor a championship? Okay, if they don't, championship provides a lot of revenue for the school. So if they don't provide a championship, then they need to find another sport that could maybe provide that revenue. University's historical success in that sport. If they're not very good at it, then why keep it? Level of interest at the high school level. If there's not much interest at the high school level, it's going to be very hard to recruit kids. You're going to have to travel the country, which is going to cost more, and it's going to be very expensive. Adequacy of facilities for that sport at the university. Okay, do they have the necessary facilities? How much does it cost to maintain these facilities year after year? Spectator interest. Okay, that's how the school makes a lot of money. How many fans come out to the games? Cost of the sport, just the overall cost, facilities, equipment, everything is taken into account. So after Gunther recommends to cut the following programs, which is men's swimming, men's fencing, men's and women's diving. So going over the case facts continue. The chancellor took the AD's recommendations and decided to cut those programs. So the university did not cut the women's program, swim program, in order to comply with Title IX. If they would have cut the women's swimming program, then it would have put their number of women participating in sports drastically lower than the amount of women that they have enrolled at the school. So William M. Kelly and his other teammates decided to sue the Board of Trustees, stating that the university was not complying with Title IX when they decided to cut the men's program and not the women's. They stated that they were discriminated against based on their sex, that they only kept the women's program because they were women and would adhere to the title because they are women. If the men's program were to be eliminated, then so the women's. That was their argument. So we're going to dive into more of the plaintiff's point of view. They said the university was in violation of Title IX when they decided to cut the men's program and not the women's. They say they were discriminated. Title IX states that you're not supposed to be discriminated against based on your sex, and they said that they were discriminated against. They said both programs should have been eliminated or none at all. And lastly, their final point was that it denied them equal opportunity, which is guaranteed by them by the 14th Amendment right. So we're going to go over the defendant's point of view. The university needed to drastically cut spending on athletics. So they developed some criteria, like we stated before, and they came up with an elimination of 4 sports. Not only did they come up with this list, but they also had to decide which sports could they eliminate and keep them in accordance to the Title IX Act. Okay, so that's why they decided to cut the men's program and not the women's. They also decided to cut the men's program because the men's swimming program hasn't been that successful in years past, and there is not much interest at the high school level. So the university cannot eliminate the women's swim program as they had faced potential violation in Title IX. They made sure that they were in accordance to it before they decided which programs they were going to cut. So the verdict, the court ruled in favor of the defendant, stating at no point did the university act in violation of Title IX. The university does not have to require parallel sports for both genders. because both genders tend to have interest in different sports. State and university only consider gender and decision as they were trying to comply with Title IX. The plaintiff's attack on those actions and mere collateral attack on the statute and regulations is therefore impermissible. That's what the court said. So they denied the plaintiff's plea. So implications for an AD. The court ruled in favor because the university was acting in accordance to Title IX, and they were not seen to violate that. So they were okay. As an athletic director, you need to make sure you're going to have to make some tough decisions. You might even have to cut some programs. But you're going to have to make sure that if you cut a program, that you're still going to be adhere to Title IX and not be in violation of it. So if I was an AD, I would provide criteria that clearly states why the decisions were made. This would make explanations a lot easier when people demanding it from you. All right, thank you.